And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce a man who has come from the county of Middlesex to read a poem written by Professor Kwame Dawes, The Prodigal Converses with the Land. So I now invite Mr. Writton, Wright, the county of Middlesex, the parish of Manchester.
Good morning. The Prodigal Converses with the Land by Professor Kwame Dawes. Cape Coast. I am a city in translation. What I say to you is not in the language I carry. You will never understand the pidgin of my soil because you are always a foreigner. It is true that your grandmother's bones are interred in me, and I know you hoped that by returning to me, you would hear her speaking. But you must know that even more desperate people have come, asking for some sound to carry through. At least you know that I was named by white people, and they have left the noise of atrocities here, so that when those who come back year after year, instead of speaking of the drama of the ocean beating against the shore, instead of the shouts and songs of the fishermen dragging their catch across the dark sand for the women to collect and take to the market, instead of the clubs, the high life, the scent of bread baking at night, instead of the deep forests that reach the edge of the sea and the way the sun sets on Elmina, instead of this, all they can talk of are the ones who were collected here and taken across the waters, only to return as interlopers, people with foreign tongues who do not understand our language of centuries. We are the Akan. We are warriors, the broken companies of the Ogua. This means nothing to you. What you know is the smell of algae in the gutters and the way the brine in the lagoons thickens in the air. The addiction to akara and the tart heat of pepper and the tomba of the mortar and pestle. The familiar sounds of heart and hearth. These are the things that you will talk about. Places of nostalgia, of home. But all places know themselves by the blood that has been shed there. The sadness that will always haunt the laughter of this place. Here is that church where your mommy, the Pentecostal woman, found her own Jesus, saw the coil of a python on the heavy shoulder of her daughter, your mother, and they cast out the demon curse on her, freed her from what would have consumed her. She was young then, the age of your youngest daughter, but she remembers. Chachu remembers. Kwame, I know that the invention of memory, the silence before memory is made, the imagined comfort of language, though failing every time, though betraying my inner head and liver, is what I have, is what we all carry. I lied when I said I found the translation of this land into something like a nation, or home, or comfort, or the spirits of ancestors. I lied. And still I will say to you who stand at the gates of this village, tell Mommy, her grandson, the one she teased, tell her he is asking to be let in, and he is craving her fresh baked bread. The Prodigal Converses with the Land by Professor Kwame Dawes.
If you go on YouTube, you'll find Writton, Wright, reading a number of poems, so you can become a little bit more acquainted with him.